I'm about to show you guys 5 products that you can start selling on Amazon today, and I'm not talking some complicated wholesale deal or importing from China. These are products that you can source this week, list this week, and start making sales on this week. When I first started selling on Amazon, I didn't have thousands of dollars to invest or a secret supplier connection. I started with products I could find at stores I was already shopping at. So by the end of this video, you'll have 5 specific product categories to look for. You'll know exactly where to find them, and you'll understand why they work for complete beginners. So why these products work for beginners. When people start selling on Amazon FBA, they waste weeks watching videos, taking notes, and they never actually take action. They get caught up overanalyzing everything, and they try to learn everything before they start, which is actually the #1 reason most beginners fail. So here's what actually matters when you're starting. You want products that are cheap to buy, already selling every day, and easy to ship. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel. The perfect beginner product checks 4 boxes. It's low investment, has proven demand, turns over quickly, and doesn't require any special handling. If it misses one of those boxes, just skip it and move on. And I focus on products that you can source today locally, so you don't have to wait for some overseas shipment or manufacturing negotiations, so there's no delays, which is how you build confidence and momentum the right way. So the first product category would be books and media. And books and media are a great way to start on Amazon, and it's actually how Amazon began. It's still full of opportunity because books are cheap and they're still in demand. When I first started, I had a friend who only sold books, and one of his first flips was a book he found at a library sale for a couple bucks. A used textbook that he sold on Amazon for $28. That one flip made back all his costs for the day and gave him the confidence to keep going. Now let me show you exactly what that process looks like. So here's a good example of a books and media ASIN. So this here is an Algebra 2 Essential Practice Workbook, and you can see it's selling on Amazon right now for $29.99. If you scroll down, you can actually check and see if they're selling in new or used, and you can see someone's selling it in new condition, but that's for $54. So it is selling a used condition for $28.49. You can scroll and check the Keepa. You can see Amazon is holding the buy box quite frequently, but there are other people down here. You can see the other offer counts. There are people that hop on and do sell out. So if you scroll up, again, it's $29.99 if you enable your seller amp. Assuming you go to a local library sale or a bookstore and you could find this exact book for, let's say, $10, and you'd be making $8.40 profit per. Even if you found it for $15, you'd still be making an 11.3% profit margin, which is not bad. So now the second product category would be toys and games. Toys are one of the most consistent sellers on Amazon, especially around the holidays and any new releases. When you catch these clearance deals at 50, 70% off, you could double or even triple your money. The key is to always check brand restrictions in the Seller Amp app because you don't want to be stuck with a ton of inventory that you can't even list. I'm going to show you guys how I can check that in real time. So like I said, toys and games, great category, consistent sellers on Amazon. So you just want to make sure you actually are approved to sell in that product, because let's say we have this product here, it sells for $32.98. If we go and try to source this product, we see it's exactly right here for $14.99. So we can assume that's pretty profitable. We can turn on Seller Amp right here, and if we type in $14.99, you can see that is a great profit margin. But right here under the eligible category, it will be shaded red and it will say no. So you want to make sure you are ungated in these products before you start going to buy a ton of these units, because like I said, you don't want to be stuck with your inventory. The way to get ungated would just be going through here, eligibility. You'll come here and you'll press the manual ungate button, and you'll go through the ungating process through Amazon Seller Central. Another example of a great toys and games product would be this, except like I had said right here, I am not eligible to sell. So you want to always check your Seller Amp app and make sure you're eligible to sell the product. So if I jump over to this toy product right here, you can see I did find it profitably on Kohl's for $79 right here. And you can see that I am eligible. It's hovered in green and it says yes. So I know I don't have to go through an extra approval process to list and sell this product. So I could go ahead and place an order right away. The third product category would be health and beauty. So health and beauty products are super powerful because they are consumable. People use them, they run out, and then they reorder them. That means consistent demand and repeat sales. One of my first wins in this category was a skincare item I bought, and I bought about 30 units, and within a week, they all sold out. Once I saw that profit margin and how quickly they sold, I restocked immediately. So this is an example of the health and beauty product I'm gonna show you guys today. Right here, you can see it sells for $37. You just wanna scroll down and double check the Keepa and make sure it is in consistent demand. You can see it has a steady line here. It's selling 100 times a month. And like I had mentioned, that's because it's consumable. So people will use it and they'll run out and they'll have to come back and order more. So you know you're gonna have some consistent sales with a health and beauty product. And you can see there are a lot of sellers on it and people are jumping on, and some people are selling out because the offer count is decreasing as well. So if your Keepa looks good, you see the price is stable and you wanna find it profitably, you just come up and press the search for product title on Google, and you can see this first link right here is the product that we are looking to sell on Amazon. We're gonna add 5 to my cart and we are gonna proceed to the checkout. And you can see a discount code was automatically applied. You're always gonna wanna check for discount codes. So we got 5 units for $106.25. Plug that in here, $106.25 over 5. We can see we have just under a 9% margin, $3.31 profit. So this right here is a good example of a health and beauty product that you could buy and you know you'll get consistent sales because people will be using it and running out. So product category number 4 is home and kitchen items. Home and kitchen is a category with a ton of consistent demand. Things like organizers, utensils, all types of gadgets. They sell year-round because people are consistently using them. And clearance aisles and big box stores are gold mines for these types of products. One thing to watch out for in the home and kitchen category is the weight of the product. You want to avoid heavy or oversized items early on because the product might look profitable, but then when you add up the shipping fees, you're not actually making any money. So stick with items that can fit in a shoebox. That's your sweet spot. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I run the numbers on a home and kitchen item. So right here is a home and kitchen product that I was able to source for $13.80. Something cool I noticed about the chart, if you scroll down, you can see this purple line right here is consistently decreasing rather quickly. And you can see this middle line here is increasing. So you know right here, you can see the speed at which the product is selling monthly is starting to increase. This line here is the offer count. The people that are on the listing are getting off of the listing because they're selling out of their product. So you know this product is in high demand because based on this chart, you can see people cannot stay in stock. But what makes this product so important to take note of is the actual weight of the product. So like I had mentioned, home and kitchen, you could sell products that are pretty heavy. Things that are microwaves or a crock pot. They're gonna be heavy to ship and you're gonna get charged a lot of money in shipping fees. So if you hover over your SellerAmp extension, this little box right here is going to tell you the exact dimensions and weight of the product. And like I had said, this could fit in a shoebox. That's your rule you want to follow to avoid excessive shipping fees. But you can see this product right here is 2.89 ounces. So you know it's going to be very cheap to ship. If you scroll down, you can actually see the exact fees you'll be getting charged. The fulfillment fee from FBA is only $3.34. If it was, let's say, a crock pot or something much heavier, that fee would be a lot higher, and you would not be making anywhere near 82% return on investment. So like I said, keep your home and kitchen products small enough to fit in a shoebox. So the last product category we're going to talk about today is seasonal items. Seasonal products are all about timing. You buy them off season when nobody wants them, and then you sell them at peak when the demand skyrockets. During June and July, I like to buy backpacks and I'll hold them for about a month. And then August, during back to school, I list them and I can sell them for almost double the price that I bought them for. And that's how you can catch the wave while everyone else is still sourcing. I'm gonna show you guys how you can use sales history to predict those spikes. So this right here is a prime example of a seasonal item. It is the Elf on the Shelf, and the way you can check if the Keepa charts are going to spike and you can check whether or not the demand is high for this product in your season, you'll scroll down and right away, if you press the all in the view right down here, you can see these 3 little mountains forming. And if you hover over them, you can see when this was happening. So back in January of 2024, in December, you can see it was selling 600 times a month. This was November. And as I go through and it gets closer to the Christmas season, you can see this line drastically increasing to 10,000 times sold in the past month. So you know back in January 2024, it did this. If you look back, you can see December of 2024 did that same exact pattern. October, November, it was starting to gain traction, and then right in December, it just got super popular, and you can see this dropped because people were not able to stay in stock. That's how fast it was selling. And you can see it's happening again right here. We're almost in December now, so it's selling 5,000 times a month. But you can see back in October, November, we get closer to the season and this line increases. You're gonna see this line decrease soon because people are not gonna be able to hold in stock. So this is a great example of how you can read the charts to base your buying decision on seasonal items. Another example is this chart right here. As I was talking about, two little mountains right here, and you can see a third one right there. This right here is a backpack. Like I was saying, I like to buy these in June, July, right before August, the back to school season. So if you zoom in to this first one here in September, August area of 2023, you can see that a lot of people jump on right before school starts, and then right around August when back to school is beginning, it wins its 300 sold a month badge and it goes up and sells 600 times a month. And you can see the people that were selling it are no longer on it because they sold out. So if you jump back over to July time of 2024, it did the same exact thing. People jumped on it. You could see it got super popular right in August. That's right when back to school came and everyone's going to be needing a backpack. So that's why they picked this product. And you can see again, it happened prior this year. It spiked in sales count and offer count. So it's really important to keep track of the Keep It charts, and you want to base your decision on data. So here is your action plan. Pick one category today, go to one store, and scan 10, 20 items using the SellerAmp app. Your goal is to just find one product that meets your profit target. That's it. Start small, buy 5, 10 units, and learn from the results. If they sell, reinvest and scale. If they don't, skip on and move to the next. So before buying, make sure you always run through this checklist. You want the product to be at least 10 to 15% profit margin after all your fees are taken out. You want to make sure you're approved to sell in that brand, and you want to check its sales rank for its category and make sure it's actually in demand. Lastly, you're just going to want to avoid hazmat when you're first starting out because there's extra restrictions that Amazon has with those. After sourcing, you'll prep the products, list them, and send them into Amazon's warehouse. Once Amazon checks them all in, they'll go live and you'll start getting sales automatically within a few days. One of my first students started exactly like this. Small batches, consistent testing, and now he makes regular weekly sales. Back when I was working at my moving company, I didn't wait for the perfect moment or wait for the perfect product. I just took action and I started. And that one step changed everything. Books, toys, health and beauty, home and kitchen, and seasonal products. These are 5 product categories you can start sourcing today. You don't need thousands of dollars or special connections. You just need to take action. If you want to learn how to build a real Amazon business step by step, click the first link in the description. I'll break everything down for you inside.